In this episode, I ride up a steep, rough track, past some cool looking rocks, drop down into an amazing looking valley, and end up at a lake. Morning. Well, that was a couple of epic days in Queenstown, but this morning, going to head off again and keep exploring. James suggested heading east. It would be a couple of trails out there. He's given me a general direction sort of thing, a couple of towns to hit and a reservoir lake out at to the east. So that's what we're going to be doing. I do have to pack up a fair bit because I've been here for 2 days. I've spread out a bit and I had to do all the washing and all that sort of thing, so everything's just everywhere. So going to do that first, ride through town and then head east. I strapped the tank bag back on. I noticed I had a small tear in my wet weather pants, so it was time to pull out the electrical tape. We will see how long that lasts. Straps on for the panniers, panniers on. I pulled down the tent, then put on the back bag. I set off. From Queenstown, I was heading east towards Barren Reservoir, where James had suggested. On the way, there was a couple of trails I wanted to check out. This is the turn-off to Wanaka. I'll eventually get there, but I'm going the long way around, let's say. A bungee jumping place. I just pulled over at one of these gorges as I was riding along. The water is so crystal clear and blue. Thought I'd get a better look. It's amazing how they can just cut through rock. And the sun's out. Hopefully that's for the rest of the day. It's a little cold but not too bad. Down the bottom here you can see all the eddies swirling off the edge of the rocks. Pretty awesome. I rode a bit further up the gorge, then I pulled over to another spot. Here's a cool little spot off the side of the highway. It's an old mining area, and now there's a restaurant, I guess, or somebody at lunch. There's a helicopter over there. It looks like it's surveying the rock. I'm not quite sure. It's quite close to the rock face anyway. There's a cool little bridge to actually get across, so I thought I'd stop and take a photo or two. And they've got some old mining equipment still here, like a pulley system where they've probably got supplies, maybe they mine stuff out, and probably people too. Lots of fun back in the day. I got back onto the dirt. Then I noticed on the map that I had to get to the other side of this pine forest. So I thought, why not just go through it? I saw this sign and the bottom line, heart of the desert. I didn't know New Zealand had a desert. Maybe it was just comparing to how wet the rest of New Zealand was, that this place seemed like a desert in comparison. Well, I'm sure I'll find out. I'd made it to the first track I wanted to explore. Didn't judge that right. Made it to the first track. This is where James said to have a crack at. It's apparently, I think it's Nevis, but that's from the other end. This is Carrick Town. Carrick Town? And it sort of joins up with the one I'm going to get on. The only issue, he said, right at the other end, it's probably going to be a lot of deeper river crossings. He didn't think I'd be able to get through, so I may not go the whole way because I've got to go in and then come out, but out a slightly different way. So, and he said that road's cool too. So I'll go in for a bit, have a look around, see what it's like. Apparently it goes up. There are lots of mountains, so yes, it goes up, and the first road goes up. So we'll have a crack on this. He also said, yeah, with the tyres that are on this, that last bit might be a bit much, but we'll see where we'll get to. Looks fun though. I started up the track. The first section ran up beside a pine forest. The trees dropped away to reveal a barren landscape. This definitely was a track rather than a dirt road, and would be a good test for the bike to see how it handled on a rocky, steeper climb. This is Carrick Town. Well, what's left of it. The ruins of it. Imagine living up here. Epic views, but would have been cold during winter. And trying to get up that hill would have taken hours by foot. Oh man, there's 2 fireplaces in here. So it must have been brutally cold. Not right now for me. I've down on a t-shirt because just the physical of getting up, riding up the hill has been, the bike's getting thrown around a bit. A lot of fun. Be epic on a dirt bike. I think the time period's about 1860s to 1870s, somewhere around there. It was created because of gold, but apparently it wasn't like rivers. The seams weren't as deep. It ran out pretty quick and too cold. They got out of here. Great views though. I mean, imagine standing in the house and looking out. Ooh, we've got a bit of trail coming up. Still heading up, and then I guess over the top. It's a lot of fun. Don't want out here. It started to get steeper again, with a lot more larger loose rocks. I find you have to ride the bike to the bike's ability. If I was on a dirt bike, I could blast up here. But on a scram, which is designed for both road and a bit of dirt, it's more about picking your way through. The issue with a dirt bike is they need to be serviced every 15 hours, which would mean every 2 to 3 days on this trip, whereas with the scram, I wouldn't need to touch it. There's always a compromise, and dirt bikes aren't really fun on the road. I spotted a smoother track through the grass, so I took it. It has larger rocks, if they are sharp, can lead to punches. Another gate. Then I noticed the rocky track had loosened some of the straps. The gate wouldn't stay open by itself, so I used the heaviest thing I had, my backpack, to hold it open. Just pulled over because it looks like it's going to rain, or it's just cloud, but I can feel droplets on my face with the visor up. So I'm going to at least cover my camera bag, and I might put another layer on because it's quite cold up here. Very New Zealander-y. Is that a word? New Zealander-y? Is now. I came up to some cool stone structures. I'd made it to the junction between the Carrick Town track and the Nevis track. The plan was to check out the first section of the Nevis track and continue down the other side towards the reservoir. Now that's a stunning valley. I'd made it down to the Nevis River. I rode along the valley floor for a while. Ahead, I could see there was heavy rainfall. So I decided to turn around. I got a bit further up and it's raining in the valley and it looked pretty similar, and then there's obviously the water crossings that James says I probably wouldn't get across. Got to see it. Hopefully next time I might actually get to do the whole thing. I might bring a slightly different bike, but stunning. So good. Glad I came down the hill. I already said that, didn't I? Very glad. This is a beautiful little river here too. Water is so crystal clear. Alright, I think it's going to be the fun of going up that hill, and then hopefully the other side isn't as slow going, we'll call it, as the one I came up. Hopefully it's more like this open road, so I can get to the campsite before it gets dark. That'll be my next goal. I made it back to the top, and instead of turning left and going back down the way I'd come up, I was going straight. And you know what? It wasn't a bad view this side of the ridge either. I came across a couple of cyclists who were heading for the top, and camping up there would have been a big effort to get this far.
Cool. Alright, have fun out there. See ya.
to the end of the Nevis track, but as luck would have it, it was straight into another track, Hawksburn Road. I rode through another small pine forest. Now that's the kind of sign I like to see. Someone had had a bad day. I dropped down into the town of Clyde. What a cool little one-way bridge. Now that's a beautiful old post office building. I'd made it to Alexandra, where I filled up. It was extremely dry out here. Just pulled over because it's got rather cold. So I'm going to put another puffer jacket on. It's going to be a bit of hit and miss setting up this tent. Clouds blowing that way, which is good because there's a lot of rain up there. And I'll just be trying to get it up before I get hit by rain. Tomorrow though is supposed to be sunny, so all day. So hopefully this is the last of it. It's cold. Put the puffer on. Light rain started to fall. The rain got a little heavier. I finally got sight of the reservoir. I made it and I've got a patch of sunshine, another rain cloud coming in. I don't know where. There's a sort of protection here behind this big rock. Or there's a little rock out the front there. But I think the rain cloud's going to get me either way. If I do it here, I just think the pegs won't go in. Oh well, let's see how I end up. The rain's just starting to spit, and I have the tent set up, and here comes the wind. I don't have any sleeping stuff ready or anything. I'll just have to get inside, and hopefully this is like the last one and just blows through. Back here a bit, it's not as windy, so that's good. Everything else I think's good. The bike, all that. Pain just shut up. Now I've just got to sit this one out and wait for that sunshine for tomorrow. Hopefully it comes this evening. Well, you know what I mean. No rain, not sun. You know what I mean. I double checked that all the bags were closed and hopefully watertight. There's nothing set up, and I'm thinking I might wait out the raining in case some sort of disaster happens and the tent cover blows off or something silly. Wind's not too bad at the moment, it's just light rain. I do have these though. This is my backup. These are like green wheelie bin bags. Really big, so I can just throw everything in or put it over me or something. But I'm dry, which is better than being wet. And I'm not muddy, although that track's going to be muddy in the morning. The other thing is, I got stung by something on the ride. I was coming downhill through a tricky section, so I couldn't take my hands off. It's like a hornet or wasp, and you could feel the barb go in. I was like, oh, can't. So anyway, I'm not allergic, so that's good. Well, here comes the rain. I'm going to lay down for a bit and wait. Well, only a few rain squalls coming through every now and then, so that's pretty good, and just a bit of wind. It's not going to blow the tent down, so it stays like that, we're all good. It is New Zealand, so we'll see. And today, how good was just dropping into that valley, and even the track going up. It's quite rough, but got there and it wasn't too bad. Dirt bike would eat that up. But the Scram just gets the job done. It's a little like a Himalaya. Would have liked to be a front wheel to get over some of those trickier sections, but it did it, so that's good. Tomorrow, well, going to continue on this road and then head north. Apparently James said if you just any road will get you up to, there's a pub or something up there with a, kept talking about ghost towns and things like that, so we'll see if I can find any of this. I'm not sure I'll find that. And then he said there is a track or trail, dirt road, he said it was good anyway, that goes towards Wanaka, and that's where I'll be going next, hopefully tomorrow sometime, maybe lunch, maybe a bit later, I have no idea, and then find somewhere to camp again. And I think I'm just going to pass out. Till next time.
Oh my love, you're such a fragile thing, I know.
In the next episode, the track I ride has seen better days. I ride through an incredible valley. The dirt track turns into a water track, and I camp at the edge of a beautiful lake.
Don't worry about the cold just yet.